Good evening, everybody. My name's Denise Dalgleish and I'm with Circular Eco, and I'm speaking with a very special guest here tonight. This is Carol. I'd like to, pass over to Carol to see if she could introduce herself and just tell us a little bit about why you were here at APAC Energy Transition Week this week.
Yes. Hi. So I'm Dr. Carol Bond from RMIT University, and I'm in the College of Business and Law, but I also partner with a number of energy and infrastructure companies working on social license and getting it right with communities as well as employees. One of the things we know in Australia is that people matter. And we all want the things that the energy transition is going to bring for us, but we want it to happen in the right way and to bring everybody else along on the journey.
And I think that that's a really interesting point, Carol, because people are at the heart of everything that Circular Eco does. It's very much one of the core tenets that they subscribe to. Can you tell me a little bit about why you think it is so important to place people at the centre of everything a corporation does?
Absolutely. So social license is a word that has a number of, a phrase that has a number of different meanings. But at the end of the day, the people who use the energy that is being created from whatever source are people, whether it's people running businesses or people running households. And if we create solutions that require people to abandon their principles in order to use the energy, then we have not created the proper solution. So it's very important at the design stage that we put the needs of people at the center, meaning that yes, we need the international agreements, we need the national agreements, and we need the company agreements. But we always have to keep in mind that at the other side are the users, and all the users from the corporations to the individual users want to feel good about the energy that they're using and be confident that the energy they're using is creating conditions for an ongoing future.
I think that's so important to bring people along on that journey, to get that buy-in, because it just makes everything so much more effortless when you have that buy-in. Now, something that I think is really interesting is that one of the other, Circular Eco core values is actually just working with partnerships with government, with universities, with other educational institutions. And I'd like you to have a bit of a think and let me know how you feel RMIT really contributes to that.
Yes, so RMIT University was started during the era of the gold fields in Victoria, where people were coming from all over the world to take advantage of the gold rush, and they were coming with a variety of different backgrounds and skills, and RMIT came into being as a school that trained people to have a sound mind and a firm hand, ready to do the work that was created. So RMIT has in its DNA an absolute willingness to work with industry and government and community organizations to take the knowledge that is in the academic universe and make it available outside. So we really prize making sure that everybody that comes in contact with our university is a beneficiary. And not only that, when we hear from our corporate and government partners, we bring that back into the classroom so the students learn and are actually career ready when they graduate. So it's very much a university that values partnership. I, as an educator, as a researcher, value partnership. We can create so much more together than we can if we have a deficit mentality or a hoarding mentality, saying, "I can't share because it's going to have a bad effect on my daily life." When in fact we know that, and the academic literature shows that the more we share, the better off we all are.
Absolutely, and I think everyone benefits. And it was a point I think that Minister D'Ambrosio touched on tonight.
She sure did.
She absolutely touched on that, and she was, talking about how we need to be thinking about the 15-year-olds, the 16-year-olds who are still at school, and then also those young people who are just starting university, just starting other vocational studies, they are going to be needed, and they are the workforce of tomorrow, and they're the people that we're training in our
100%.
institutions today, which is such an important part of it.
Absolutely. I was speaking with an oil and gas executive earlier today at the APEC summit, and we were talking about the importance of thinking about what we do today as being like the seeds of planting a tree. We may not be able to sit under the shade of that tree in the future, but the tree we plant now, metaphorically, is the one under future generations will sit. And if we can think of the energy transition as planting a seed for future generations to benefit, how beautiful is that?
That is such a beautiful thought, and I think we couldn't end on a more important note. So thank you so much, Carol, for your
you so
thoughts
much.
this evening, and it's great to have you here at the gala dinner this evening.
My absolute pleasure. Thank you, Circular Eco.